So when you talk about measuring instruments, when we are talking about measuring instruments, the first topic is galvanometer. So does anyone know what a galvanometer is? Does anyone know what a galvanometer is? What is it used for? Okay, no one knows. Fine. So galvanometer is basically
Measures
a
the potential difference.
okay, measures the potential difference. That's the answer. Okay, any other answers? Good, good. Right answer. Any other answer? It measures the potential difference. Okay, for checking potential difference. Okay. Uh, okay. So it is not just for checking the potential difference. It is also checking small amount of current. Okay, so it is used for measuring, of course, measuring potential difference. Measuring potential difference and a small range of current, and this small range, this word small is important here. Small range of current, I'll tell you how much exactly. The galvanometer is actually a very sensitive instrument. If suppose we get an opportunity to go to labs, I don't know when that will be, but in case we have, then you will see that the galvanometer is just simply something like this, a box uh, with a positive terminal here and a negative terminal here, and it has a pointer over here with a scale in this manner. So whenever you connect a circuit, you have some value over here, which either will tell you the potential difference or current. And there is a way to understand how the galvanometer works. So let me just, in short, uh, give you a brief description on how a galvanometer works. Okay, this is not that important, but it's good for knowing the concept. See, when there is, consider two permanent magnets. Okay, I said permanent magnets. Let's consider this to be north and this is south. When you take a coil, okay, I'm showing it in two dimensional. Let me just, okay, consider this to be some coil, something like this. Okay, I'm just showing it in two dimensional here. So in that case, you can see that when it is observed, okay, it was observed that whenever a current is being passed through this coil in the presence of a permanent magnetic field, okay, when a current like this I is being passed through the coil in the presence of a permanent magnetic field, then there is a certain amount of deflection in the needle attached with the coil. There will be certain amount of deflection with the needle attached to the coil. So this was basically later on studied. This will be in detailed. We'll be studying this in the next chapter, that is magnetism. But for now, all you have to understand is that when you pass a current through a coil or through a coil, a conducting coil, in the presence of a magnetic field, then a needle associated with that coil will have a certain amount of deflection, let's say theta, will have a certain amount of deflection theta, depending on how much current is passing through the coil. Okay, depending on how much is passing through the coil. So what are the two things that was observed? What are the two things that was observed? The observer actually said that the current passing through the coil is directly proportional to the angle of deflection in the angle of deflection is the needle associated with the coil. So when he passed more current through this coil, he saw there is more amount of deflection. Okay, there is more amount of deflection. So now when you see that I is directly proportional to angle of deflection here, okay, angle of deflection, I'm taking that as theta. You remove this angle of deflection, you remove this proportionality sign, then in that case you will get a constant called k theta. I is equal to k theta. What is k? K is basically galvanometer constant. What is it? It's a galvanometer constant. Okay, so there are various properties to this galvanometer constant. The thing which is observed by the formula itself is that when we rearrange the term I is equal to k theta in such a way, if I is equal to k times theta, then 1 by k, 1 by k will be equal to theta by I. This basically is going to give you the current sensitivity. You see, theta by I, okay, angle of deflection of the needle with respect to the current being passed through the needle is basically going to give you, okay, current sensitivity. What is it going to give you? Current sensitivity. Of course, you can understand why it is called current sensitivity, because this current sensitivity depends upon the current. Okay, it depends upon the current here. Inversely proportional and directly proportional to the angle theta. Is that understood, everyone? Everyone understood? So now, how can we define current sensitivity? Looking at this formula itself, I can say that current sensitivity is what? Deflection per unit current. What is it? Deflection, that is theta, per unit current. Deflection per unit current. Please remember this formula. Current sensitivity 1 by k equals to theta by I, or you can simply remember I is equal to k theta. Okay. Now look here. The potential difference is measured by a galvanometer. Okay, so galvanometer is also the first thing what someone said is the galvanometer is used for finding out a potential difference. Yes. So in case of a galvanometer, first of all, understand the symbol of the galvanometer. Galvanometer symbol is simply, you can denote a galvanometer with this sign over here. And the second thing you need to know is the potential difference across this galvanometer is called Vg. What is it called? Vg. Is that clear? So when you are trying to find out the potential difference of the galvanometer, all you have to find out is Vg. And Vg is equal to what? Vg is simply, just consider this G to be a resistor. For now, let's just consider that the galvanometer has some resistance. In that case, if a current is passing through the galvanometer, can I say that Vg is equal to I times G? Can I say Vg is equal to I times G, where G is basically the resistance? It comes from V is equal to IR. Yes or no? Okay. So G is the resistance of the galvanometer, and the current passing through the galvanometer is defined as Ig. Ig in the sense the current passing through the galvanometer. So use your terms correctly. So Vg will be equal to I small g, which is basically the current through the galvanometer, into the resistance of the galvanometer, which is denoted as capital G. Okay. Now all you need to know is that this resistance G is of the range. It comes in the range of, practically, if you see in the market what is available, G is basically from 1 ohm to 1000 ohms or 1 kilo ohm. So the range of G is basically 1 ohm to 1000 ohms or 1 kilo ohms. Okay, the range of G is order of 1 ohm to 1000 ohm, and the range of this current. See, galvanometer is a very sensitive element. It cannot take heavy current. It cannot measure heavy current. That is the reason I told you the word small current is important here. So in case of a galvanometer, okay, the current is of the order 10 microamperes to 10 milliamperes. How much is it? Ig here. Where can I write it? I will write here that Ig is basically of the order 10 microamperes to 10 milliamperes. It cannot even measure 1 ampere. It cannot even measure 1 ampere. So these are some of the properties of a galvanometer. Okay, again I'd like to revise. Galvanometer symbol is defined by G over here. The current passing through the galvanometer is simply Ig. It is denoted as Ig, and the voltage across, the potential difference across the galvanometer is defined as Vg. Basically you can use the formula V is equal to IR, which is basically Vg is equal to Ig into capital G, where capital G is the resistance of the galvanometer, Ig is the current passing through the galvanometer, Vg is basically the potential difference across the galvanometer. Okay, when it was observed, as I said in the previous experiment which I showed you, that when a current is passed through a certain coil in the presence of a magnetic field, again I'll repeat, when a current is passing through a certain coil in the presence of a magnetic field, it was observed that the needle associated with the coil had certain amount of deflection based on the amount of current being passed through the coil. So accordingly, the formula was I is proportional to, I was simply observed to be proportional to the angle of deflection theta. When you remove the proportionality constant, you get I is equal to k theta. If you rearrange the term, 1 by k is equal to theta by I. Why we rearrange the term? Because so that we get the current sensitivity. Current sensitivity can be defined as the amount of deflection in the needle, okay, due to the current being passed through the coil. That is all you can say. So current sensitivity is basically deflection per unit current. Deflection per unit current. Okay. Galvanometer being a very sensitive instrument is basically can only measure a very small amount of current through it. Okay, it is used for measuring potential difference as well, but the drawback of galvanometer is it can only measure a very small amount of current, that is of the range 10 microampere to 10 milliampere. It is not even 1 ampere, so it is that less. Okay, 10 milliamperes is very less, and the resistance of the galvanometer G is basically 1 ohm to 1000 ohms. Okay, has everyone understood this? Yes, no, anything will do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's I know y'all are getting bored, so let's get into some questions. Okay, so let's say there is a galvanometer and the galvanometer is it has 100 divisions. Okay, it has 100 divisions. Okay, and has a resistance of 30 ohms. Okay, and a current of 10 milliamperes. Current is 10, no, sorry, see, listen. I'll read the question. A galvanometer of 100 divisions has a resistance of 30 ohms and a current of 10 milliamperes is needed to give it a full scale deflection. A current is needed to give it a full scale deflection. What is the current sensitivity? Okay, when I say that a galvanometer is basically 100 divisions, what does it mean? Okay, the angle theta which I told you before, angle theta can be taken as radians, okay, can be taken as divisions, can be taken degrees, okay, depends on the question. So if in the question they have given you 100 divisions means what? In the galvanometer, there is a needle. That needle has a certain scale. The scale is having 100 divisions per unit, whatever, per unit ampere, per unit, whatever. That is not the question. They are only telling you the scale has 100 divisions. So you can take the theta, the factor theta to be equal to 100 here. It's a simple question. Can you all tell me the approach of it? Any one of you? It's a very simple question. Okay, say listen. Here, according to the question, it is given that theta is equal to what? Theta is equal to 100 divisions. Okay, and resistance, I told you, resistance of the galvanometer is given as 30 ohms. So what did I tell you to take the resistance? How do we denote the resistance in a galvanometer? We measure it as G. G is equal to what? 30 ohms. Next thing what they have given is the current required to give a full scale deflection in the galvanometer. Full scale deflection means the needle is going fully towards the right. Current through the galvanometer to give a full scale deflection is 10 milliamperes. 10 milliamperes. So it cannot take more current than 10 milliamperes. That's what they're saying. And I told you that the current through galvanometer is defined as Ig, small g, which is equal to 10 milliamperes. All they are asking is current sensitivity, that is 1 by K. So you know that I is equal to K times theta. Yes or no? So in that case, can I say 1 by K is equal to theta by I? 1 by K is basically my current sensitivity. So I don't need to find out the ratio 1 by K. All I have to do is theta by I. That is 100 by 10. So what is my current sensitivity equal to? My current sensitivity is basically 10. But 10 what? 10 what? Can you all tell
10
me?
divisions per milliamperes.
Per milliampere. Okay, please look at the units here. Milliampere. Ig is given as milliampere. So 10 divisions per milliampere. That is important. This is current sensitivity. Let's look at another question. Okay, I'll read out the question to you. A galvanometer is there with a scale divided into 100 equal divisions. It has a current sensitivity of 10 divisions per milliampere. Okay, voltage sensitivity of 2 divisions per milliampere. What is the resistance of the galvanometer? Okay, what they're saying again, I will repeat. If you all can move ahead with the question, great. A galvanometer with a scale divided into 100 equal divisions has a current sensitivity of 10 divisions per milliampere. Okay, and voltage sensitivity of 2 divisions per millivolt. What is the resistance of the galvanometer? So basically they are saying that theta, okay, number of divisions is given as how much? 100 equal divisions. 100 divisions. So I will write 100 divisions. Second thing they rolled is that it has a current sensitivity of 10 divisions per milliampere. So I know that current sensitivity is going to be 10 divisions per milliampere. Third thing they told is about voltage sensitivity, and voltage sensitivity was how much? 2 divisions per milliampere. Sorry, 2 divisions per millivolt. Then what they asked is basically what is going to be the resistance of the galvanometer. Basically not R, but what they're asking is G. G is equal to what? So can anyone tell me the approach to this? Can anyone tell me the approach? It's simple. Okay, we know that I is equal to what? K times theta.
Sir, we
So
know the current sensitivity, so using the formula we can take out I.
yeah, but what about voltage sensitivity then? What, can we use the same principle and develop a voltage
Theta by
sensitivity?
V.
Yeah, theta by V. So try to find out the
Yes,
answer.
theta by V.
Yeah, try to find out the answer. Okay, I don't want to waste your time by writing the question here. That's a waste of time for me. That looks a waste of time for me. As I'm
But is it
writing,
5,000 ohms?
some said 5 ohm. Someone said 5 ohm. Yes, it is 5
No,
ohm.
sir.
Yeah. What did you say? Okay, I already told you the answer. So I is equal to K times theta. So in that case, 1 by K is simply theta by I. And 1 by K is basically current sensitivity, sorry, theta by I. So we have been given current sensitivity to be equal to 10, theta to be given as 100. So what will be I? We can find out I is basically equal to 100 by 10, which is basically 10. But 10 what? 10 what? Milliampere. That is important. Okay. Units are important. Don't write ampere there. So if current is 10 milliamperes, in the same way, using this same principle, can I say that the voltage sensitivity will be the deflection per unit voltage? Okay, same thing. Current sensitivity is equal to deflection per unit current. Similarly, voltage sensitivity also will be in the same principle. So I can say that again, theta is given as 100 and voltage is given as how much voltage sensitivity is given as 2. So I will write 2 is equal. There was a call. So 2 is equal to theta by V, and we have to find out theta is given to us, that is 100. V is not given for us. So what is V? 2 by 100,
50
100 by 2,
millivolts.
that is 50. Yeah.
50
So V
millivolts.
is, so we got I is equal to 10 milliamperes and V is equal to 50 millivolts. So once we have got this, what is this? What is this? Tell me, whose current is this? Whose current is it? It is the current of the galvanometer, yes or no? So I will define it as how? How am I supposed to define a current passing through a galvanometer? IG, please
IG.
maintain, and VG. Why I am telling IG and VG? Because later on we should not get confused, no, between VS and VG or whatever. If there's some other voltage, denote the notes as they are. Denote them the terms as they are. So we know current passing through the galvanometer is 10 milliamperes. Voltage passing through the galvanometer, voltage across the galvanometer is 50 millivolts. What is going to be the resistance across it then?
V is equal to IG.
Ig into, you can write R also, no problem. It's on you, but you provided you get the right answer. So Vg is basically equal to 50 millivolts equal to 10 milliamperes into G. So that is going to give you how much? G will be simply 5 ohms. G will be 5 ohms. Yes or no? Everyone got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go to another concept now. Since we have understood what galvanometer is, okay, let's go to another concept where we understand how the galvanometer is being used. Till now, we understood the application of galvanometer. See, the problem with the galvanometer is it's very sensitive. And since it is very sensitive, if I have to pass a major amount of current through it, can I pass it? I cannot pass. What will happen if we go in labs? No, sometimes what happens, we do mistakes in the lab. So what we'll do, we'll basically somehow try to put some circuit in it through which there's a maximum current passing through it. In that case, the needle, okay, sometimes will not move, or sometimes will give you a full scale deflection, or sometimes it will even burn the coil. So when this was observed, okay, this is not only the mistake made by students, this was the same mistake made by the person who observed all this. And so he wanted to basically measure a current without having a limitation to it. He wanted to measure the current without having a limitation to it. So what did he do? Basically, he created a simple concept called as ammeter. What is it called? It is called as ammeter. What is ammeter? Anyone who knows what is ammeter? Ammeter is basically used for measuring what?
Current.
Measuring current. Just current. Not potential difference, only current. Always remember that ammeter will always be used in series. It will always be used in series. So suppose I'll tell you a joke. Not a joke, okay, it is basically a mistake by a certain technical engineer. We know the 3 sockets of a pin, three pins in a socket. In that case, what happened? He had to basically measure. There was an appliance here. There was a certain appliance here, and we have here line. We have neutral here, and we have earth here, isn't it? So line and
Yes,
neutral
sir.
is line and neutral. Okay, you all don't know what is line and neutral. Don't worry. If you all don't know, just understand it's a 3-pin plug in your house. This 3-pin plug, you all put your chargers and all. So two wires are going to the appliance. What he did basically was he took the ammeter. He wanted to measure the current going through this appliance. Okay. The mistake he did was he connected the ammeter here. He put one end of the ammeter here, and he put the other end over here. So is this in series or is this in parallel? Is this in series or is this in parallel?
Series.
Someone
Parallel.
said it is in parallel. It is in parallel. So see, although this concept, or I'll tell you, it is in parallel. Okay, though it doesn't look like. Let me just tell you what is going to be a series combination here. A series combination will be removal of this entire thing and just putting an ammeter here. That will be in series. When you connect it across two wires here, it is going to be parallel. This is what he did. Okay, this is what he did. So what happened? He didn't know this concept. He didn't know this concept. And so there are many engineers who don't know such concepts. Okay, there are many, and they make mistakes, and through mistakes they learn and they call it experience. But if at all we know this concept right here, to all of y'all who are listening, there will not be a problem at all. In case you are entering, whether you are entering medical, whether you are entering, no problem. At least you know general knowledge. Tomorrow a technician comes to your house, you know what to tell. Okay, who makes a mistake, suppose. Okay, that should not happen, but okay. So anyways, ammeter is a measuring current, is used for measuring current. Okay, second thing you need to know, please keep this in your mind. One thing, if it is in your mind, the other thing will always, you will always understand. Ammeter is in series means what will be a voltmeter? Voltmeter will be parallel. So keep one thing in mind. Ammeter always series connection. Series connection. Okay, but right now there is no device called ammeter. Okay, it's basically galvanometer. So you have to convert a galvanometer into ammeter. So to convert a galvanometer into ammeter, what was basically done? Simply what they had done, they know that if I have to pass a current here, and this current is going to be the maximum current, this is going to burn. So in that case, can I just put a resistor across it, parallel to it, in such a way? Can I just put a resistor parallel to it in such a way that when this current is passing through this parallel combination, there is a small current called Ig which will pass through this galvanometer, and there will be the rest of the current I minus Ig passing through the resistor. Isn't this a great idea? Isn't this a great idea? So that is it. To convert a galvanometer into ammeter, all you have to do is basically connect a shunt resistor. What is it called? Shunt resistor. I will define this resistor as S. Why S? Why is it connected? Shunt resistor is basically going to take all the unnecessary current through coming towards the galvanometer. It's going to take it and pass it across it. It won't pass through it. It won't. The shunt resistor is known as shunt. The meaning of shunt is basically to avoid current, maximum current passing through the sensitive element. So when you connect a shunt resistor across a galvanometer, all the major amount of current is going to pass through it. And how will it pass? If the question is, how, sir? What if maximum current passes through this galvanometer? So in that case, you have to select a resistor. You have to select a resistor in such a way that the maximum current will pass through it and least amount of current will pass through the galvanometer. Is that clear? So basically this entire combination, what is this? This entire combination is called a ammeter. This entire combination is called a ammeter. Current passing through the shunt resistor is what? I minus Ig. Current passing through the galvanometer will be Ig. Okay. Resistor used to put it across the galvanometer is called a shunt resistor. Okay. Please remember one thing. When you are talking about an ammeter, ammeter is this basic full system. This full system is called ammeter. This is not called ammeter. This is galvanometer. When you connect a resistor across it, this full system becomes a galvanometer. Okay. Please remember that when you talk about an ammeter, the resistor, shunt resistor, is always connected in parallel to the galvanometer. Is connected in parallel to the galvanometer. How much time we got? We have got 4 minutes. So I want you all to all participate. Those who are listening to me, all medical students, everyone. Okay, listen to me. What is going to be the potential difference across this branch? Can you tell me? Only across this resistor S. What will it be? You can simply apply the formula V is equal to IR. Tell me what is going to be I here, what is going to be I here, multiply it and tell me what is going to be the potential.
S into I minus Ig.
Okay, so someone told S is S into I minus Ig. Okay, the potential here V is going to be V is equal to IR. So I here is I minus Ig, R here is S. So I can say the potential across the shunt resistor is going to be S I minus Ig. This is our first equation. What is going to be my potential across this galvanometer? Across this galvanometer. All
IG
participants
into
capital G.
Okay, Ig into capital G. So is going to be Ig into capital G. So, but we learned something. This is our second equation. But we learned something. In a parallel combination, the potential in both the branches are going to be different or same.
Same.
Same. So can we equate this? Can we equate this? Can we
Yes,
say
sir.
1 is equal to 2? So do it. Please do it. So what will you get? You will get S I minus Ig equals to Ig into G. So this is the major expression. This is your one major expression of ammeter. This is going to be the major expression for ammeter. Has everyone understood this? Everyone understood this? So
Yes, sir.
if I have
Yes,
to
sir.
find out, if I have to find out that in an ammeter, the current which should pass through the shunt resistance should be a large amount. What do I need to make sure basically? What should I make sure? What is the principle of current? Will current pass through maximum resistance or least resistance? Does current pass through maximum or least resistance? Current always passes through through a least resistive conductor. Always remember that. If you take a resistor here, and you connect it across a blank conductor, will any current pass through this resistor? Will any current pass through it? It won't pass, because current will pass through the least resistive conductor. Is that understood? So in the same fashion, when you select this shunt resistance, you have to select it in such a way that it is very small in value. Only when it is small in value, only when it is in small value, maximum current will pass through it, and least current, whatever remaining current is there, will pass through the galvanometer.